Look at our starting lineups in this afternoon's ball game. First for the Wolfpack of NC State. Keep an eye on Kastanek, the senior, and also Cody Burke in the post. As LaChina mentioned, two of the stars for this Wolfpack team. This month at Boston College, simply put, she is one of the best in the business. Underway as Roll taps it back to Ruffin Pratt. This ACC clash between the Wolfpack and the Tar Heels. North Carolina dressed in the pink uniforms today. LaChina is part of the Play for K initiative.
Obviously, this game very significant as Sylvia Hatchell was good friends with Coach Yao. Wanted to do this, obviously, on her own.
Good start for the Tar Heels. Ruffin Pratt, the first basket of the game.
And that allows them to get into their full court pressure defense, which the question for NC State, can they limit their turnovers against the Tar Heels, especially on the road?
North Carolina's already clinched a first-round bye in the ACC tournament. Inside it goes, and the easy basket for Gatling. We talk about early keys. Both of these teams in the post. Gatling's going to be critical.
She is so much fun to watch. One of the more athletic bigs you will see across the country. Still has so much potential, a big upside, but she can do just about anything around the glass.
Roll inside, nice pass, and Gross draws the foul. And she'll head to the line to shoot two. That'll go against Lanique Brown, her first, and Brown we leaned on a little bit more heavily today because NC State has suspended one of its top guards, Maisha Goodwin-Coleman, suspended indefinitely. We found out about that just moments ago. LaChina had a big loss for the Pack.
That's huge. I mean, they've been shooting the ball very well from three-point lane, and a lot of it has to do with Maisha Goodwin-Coleman. I mean, she put 30 points on Georgia Tech not too long ago in a loss, and just having her on the floor stretches the defense. They'll definitely have to make up for her not being here today.
1 of 2 from the line for Gross. And North Carolina again showing the full court pressure, and this time it forces the turnover.
The sideline is a dangerous place to be against the Tar Heels pressure because you know that there's one direction for sure you cannot go. You're so close to that out of bounds line, and right there stepping out is NC State.
Inside to Ruffin Pratt for the easy two.
Coach Hatchell very happy with her motion offense. She wants to get more movement, obviously more scoring. She's always about scoring, and said that she thinks their motion is the way they will try to go moving forward. She liked it against Virginia Tech in the win in their last game.
NC State trying to position itself in this game for a run in the ACC tournament as regular season is almost concluded, believe it or not. Nice attempted save that time by McDaniel. But for NC State, this team does have some questions at 5-10, but they feel like they're better than their record indicates, and they've got some wins over some ranked teams this year.
They definitely are. They're much better than their record. Even Sylvia Hatchell acknowledged coming into this game, you can't look at that and take this lightly, and she knows that from their game earlier in the season. But this is a very good team for Kelly Harper. They just have not been able to finish games. She said toughness at the end has really been an issue.
That's Barrett. Near turnover, and a great job that time by Burke. Kastanek for 3, and the rebound to Roll. And here come the Tar Heels. Ruffin Pratt inside. Here's McDaniel, the freshman, rejected out of bounds. Nice defense by the Wolfpack that time, as Gatling came in for the block.
NC State's really going to have to get down the floor in their transition defense. Good block right here by Gatling. She is 6'5", has tremendous wingspan. She'll be very good for them on the defensive end.
Brown with the board. Here comes the Wolfpack. That's Crystal Barrett. And great defense by Ruffin Pratt. She's known as one of the better defenders for this Tar Heels team.
Very tough. Uses her strength to really just bully the offense.
North Carolina in control early. Here's a steal by McDaniel. Zelina McDaniel, a nice up and under in the finish.
In the open court at 6'2", Zelina McDaniel able to make a nice move and finish in transition.
Tar Heels starting fast, 5-point lead inside to Gatling, and the Wolfpack respond.
I'm interested to see how Gatling sizes up against Watia Roll. Roll is 6'6", but she's got the wingspan of someone 7 foot. And right now, Gatling getting shots on the inside.
Here's Roll. The running one it's up and in. Both teams going into the post here early. Gatling 2 buckets and rolled now with 4 points as well. And here's another steal. McDaniel against Kastanek, under control, misses the chippy. And Burke with a board.
It is so necessary to use ball fakes against North Carolina's defense and to make good passes.
Crystal Barrett with the deuce. Ruffin Pratt barrels over Barrett. And that'll be a turnover. So a nice job by Barrett, simply getting in the way that time.
She did not give up on the play. And those are the kind of hustle plays you need if you want to get a win on the road in the ACC, especially with this rivalry game. You're down 1 guard with Maisha Goodwin Coleman out. So you got some making up to do.
Breezy Williams checking in for the first time for the Wolfpack. Try to run a play to Daniel. Pops out to Burke. And the rebound to North Carolina. Just underway here at Carmichael. 96 meeting between these two teams. One of the oldest rivalries in the ACC. Williams in no man's land. And now Lanique Brown will reset the offense. 9 to shoot. And another steal. Ruffin Pratt off to the races. Tiara Ruffin Pratt.
There it is. She is the enforcer defensively. She sets the tone with her physical strength. She just overpowers you.
4 turnovers for NC State in the first 4 minutes of this game. Breezy Williams on the right wing.
And in North Carolina's man-to-man, they are defending Marissa Kastanek with Krista Gross, who's 6 foot, a little taller than your normal perimeter player.
Inside to roll, and it's off of her finger.
The number 1 of the number 1 seeds. I don't think anyone has any argument with that.
5 turnovers for the Wolfpack. Ruffin Pratt makes them pay once again. 7-point lead for the Tar Heels. Baylor, as well as they've played not only this season with China, but for multiple years. You expect them to be a number 1 seed. Yeah,
I mean, they have just been dominant. Their 1 loss coming to Stanford without Odyssey Sims, which is definitely, I think, taken into consideration. The consensus is that with Sims, they are a very different team. She probably doesn't get as much credit as she's deserved because Briner's such a big headline.
Williams with the miss. Carolina with the rebound. Ruffin Pratt off to a fast start. 4 for 4 from the field here, nearly going.
She's just really asserted herself. And the thing that Kelly Harper has been wanting more from her team is, number 1, confidence. Definitely playing better defense and not letting their offense impact their defense, but being tougher. And that's the thing with this Carolina team. They're very tough. So if you don't assert yourself early, they'll run over you.
Ross to Coleman. And Ruffin Pratt's going to be fouled from behind. And toughness is something we talk about a lot of times this time of year, this late in the season, because you're going to have to be tough to make a run in any kind of tournament.
Everyone's banged up. They've got little injuries here and there. You're playing in conference where these teams know what you want to do. They've seen each other enough, so you've got to find something special, something different that gets you over the hump. And for a lot of teams, it's that toughness, it's that confidence, it's that heart.
Last play, McDaniel drawing the foul off the ball. So NC State taking over. Critical stretch for the Wolfpack here early, trailing by 7. These two teams matched up last month in Raleigh. North Carolina securing the 4-point win.
It was a game where NC State had the lead at half, and Sylvia Hatchell saying I had to give another one of my famous halftime speeches to get him over the hump. She's had to do that a lot this year.
Nice roll for Barrett, her first points of the game. NC State back within 5. Also checking in for the Wolfpack, Ashley Eli. So we see Goodwin Coleman's absence already making an impact in this win, as Eli not a part of this regular rotation. Kastanek off the glass and in. Nicely done.
Great aggressive move. Kelly Harper said she couldn't be more proud of the season Kastanek is having. She's done everything she's asked.
Roll with the turnaround, can't convert. Here's Kastanek once again, 2-on-2. The stop and pop 3. And the foul Go against North Carolina as Eli hustling for that rebound. No, it's going to go against the Wolfpack. So Eli picks up her first. And she thought she was the one that was fouled on that play.
And you're okay with that because Delina McDaniel was right there going after the board. You got to challenge a little bit. You know, pick up a foul, okay. Don't want to get in foul trouble when you're down a guard, but get in there and muscle it up.
4-0 Wolfpack run, trailing by 3. North Carolina's led from the onset. Coleman too strong. And here comes Crystal Barrett. Pretty spin move, high off the glass, and the iron kind that time.
I like Barrett's confidence. She's the kind of player that could have a big game.
Roll with another basket. North Carolina really establishing itself on the offensive end of the floor. LaChina in the post, as we mentioned. Roll with a couple of early big baskets.
High percentage shots. What does that look like for Carolina? It looks like transition points. Looks like getting the ball in the post and getting scoring. They've been up and down with their three-point shooting as of late, so they've got to find ways to score in the lane.
Tripping foul against the heels. Barrett coming crashing to the court. That's going to go against Ruffin Pratt. Now checking in the game for the first time will be Megan Buckland. Both of these teams off to a hot start shooting. Ruffin Pratt, 1 foul. She'll go to the bench. Ruffin Pratt, senior out of Alexandria, Virginia. 8 early points in this game.
A much improved player this year in her senior season. Stepping up her scoring and her overall leadership.
Rebound to Burke, going back to work off the glass. And Coleman pulls it in. Here come the Tar Heels. Butts. Pretty pass to Gross, and Gross shuffling the feet. Called for the traveling violation. One of the oldest rivalries in the ACC. NC State actually leading the series. LaChina 51-4. Wolfpack basketball looking for their first lead in this game. McDaniel there with the quick hands.
You see there her numbers. She is the best amongst the freshmen in the ACC. Most consider her a lock for the Rookie of the Year honors. I don't see how she could not be.
Even perhaps some national honors headed her way at some point.
No doubt.
Another steal for the Tar Heels. Make it 7 NC State turnovers inside to McDaniel.
She heard us talking about her, the way.
I think she's heard a lot of people talking about her this year. And the best is certainly yet to come. Here's Kastanek. She's been relatively quiet in the early going. If NC State's going to win, she's got to put up some numbers. Wolfpack also have to connect from long range.
North Carolina's going to put their best defender on the floor on Kastanek at all times. She's averaging some pretty good numbers against North Carolina in their last 5.
Be an offensive foul. Cody Burke. You mentioned the numbers over the course of Kastanek's career at NC State against UNC. Over 18 points per game. Her last 2 matchups with the Tar Heels, 20 points apiece, and even dropped in 32 years ago here in this building.
Sylvia Hatchell said we have to know where she is at all times. She always plays well against us. I heard she was a Carolina soccer fan growing up, so maybe wanting to show out for the Heels a little bit.
Fast break, Brown strip. Great defense that time by Roundtree. Tar Heels with numbers. Roundtree for 3, comes up short. And the offensive foul, that'll go against McDaniel, her second.
And that's what I meant a little bit about being aggressive but doing it under control. She's now a player that they depend on a lot. She has to make smart decisions in terms of fouls.
That'll be the 15th foul against North Carolina. And McDaniel will stay in the game. 5-second violation. So North Carolina defensively starting to tighten it up a little bit. Kelly Harper wants to see better execution off a simple inbounds play.
She's saying, don't turn it over, call a timeout. We expected this pressure. We prepared for this.
Defensive numbers this season as their basket. Ruffin Pratt off to a red-hot start in this one. Now with 10 points, 5 of 5 from the field with China.
And look at her on the ball defense. Gets called for the reach there, but she's a hound on the basketball, Roy.
And a leader for this team. And as we mentioned, toughness important come tournament time. Leadership and experience playing a vital role as well. If you don't have that, you're not going to go very far.
The biggest difference between last year's team that did not make the NCAA tournament and this year, Coach will tell you, is the leadership of the senior class. Krista Gross, Latia Roll also a part of that. Said she really hasn't had any off-the-court issues. They've dealt with everything well internally.
10 to shoot. Barrett off the glass in traffic.
And Barrett has come to play. She's trying to get her team to come with her.
Crystal Baird now with 8 points. And like Ruffin Pratt, remains perfect from the field. Roll with the air ball.
With Zelina McDaniel in foul trouble, you may look to see NC State go inside. Right there, that's what they do.
This rivalry, we mentioned one of the oldest in the ACC. There's still a lot of, shall we say, heated discussions between these two teams. They both want to win for not only tournament purposes and seeding, but for bragging rights and just feeling good about yourself.
They're right down the road from each other. I mean, they probably see each other when they're hanging out in the summertime, riding down the road or out to grab a bite to eat. You want to be the one that can walk by with your chest out.
If you've won that last game, you walk a little taller, you smile a little wider, you just feel better about life.
No doubt. This is a small lineup right now for North Carolina. Again, I expect to see the Wolfpack go inside. Danielle Butts has the responsibility of guarding Cody Burke.
Kastanek defended by Ruffin Pratt. And the bounce pass into Burke. That one was a bit zesty coming into the post. And Burke trying to catch up with it. It'll stay with the Wolfpack.
Difficult angle by Kastanek. She has got to put the ball on the deck, create a little bit better of an angle, not from the top of the key, but more from the wing to make that post entry pass.
North Carolina is led throughout. NC State trailed by as many as 7 early. Kastanek to Burke. Burke going to work against Roll. Good defense in the interior.
Good hands by Krista Gross.
Off the glass and in. Cody Burke with a big basket right there. We're tied.
Now Cody Burke couldn't make that shot this time last year. She has got more confidence in her post-up ability, her ability to score, and she's stronger.
Wolfpack looking for their first lead. Rejected out of bounds by Ruffin Pratt. And this is a time of year where people talk about it. Well, there's 10 or 15 teams capable of winning the big dance. This year, that is legitimate.
Deep.
Burke is rejected inside. Kastanek still looking for her first three-pointer of the game. 0 for 4 from behind the arc. Barrett off the glass, too strong. And Roll loses it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Pack.
This has been a game that's been about scoring in the interior. So as you mentioned, Kastanek hasn't been as big of a factor. I am impressed with these teams' discipline and ability to get the ball in the paint. Look at that. NC State, 18 of their 21 points in the paint, 16 of Carolina's 21. Those are high percentage shots.
Field goal percentages show that as well. Both teams right at 50%. Here's Kastanek for 3. Side rim and out of bounds. It'll stay with NC State. Kastanek, the senior out of Lincoln, Nebraska. second leading scorer for the Pack at over 12 per game.
Kastanek joining Cody Burke because they were both named academic All-Americans, the only Division I basketball programs to have two. And they've had two years in a row. That is impressive, commending their work in the classroom as well as what they've done on the court.
Ruffin Pratt in the paint. Strong drive, draws the foul. Go against Breezy Williams. 5 team fouls now against the Pack as Ruffin Pratt back at the line. Nearly 70% this year.
I think people often forget, because Tiara Ruffin Pratt has had so many injury issues. She's one of the top players in the country coming out of high school, out of T.C. Williams, had some issues with her shoulders, has had surgery. And the biggest thing for her is that she never let herself get so far away from the game or out of physical shape that she couldn't get back to where she is now. Now, look, she's got the opportunity to really have a big season and make a major impact on her way out.
Missing the big dance last year. They want to get back this season as Brown gives NC State its first lead of the game. Lanique Brown stepping up.
Her and Crystal Barrett are probably the least likely candidates to score in the starting lineup. So as the defensive pressure is away from them, they're maximizing that and taking advantage of open shots.
Daniel had the open three, misses, and Brown makes her pay on the other end. NC State in the midst of a Duke still in contention perhaps to be a number 2 or number 1 seed if things break their way.
It would be tough for them to get into that one without Chelsea. She's just that special.
McDaniel off the window and one. Toughness, grit, physicality, and a high level of skill all on display.
And she's got a great step-through move. She will take you hard in one direction and then use her body strength on the baseline.
Pulls the Tar Heels back within a bucket. And McDaniel now with 6 points. Completes the and one. Tar Heels back within a point, 25-24. Under 6 minutes to play in our first half. Near steal. Williams for 3. Good look inside for Burke. And rejected out of bounds. But the play in the post is something to watch as we go through this game this afternoon. Both teams blessed with bigs.
And even though it's physical in there, it's tough in there, you're getting a shot block, they're not backing down. Neither team is. McDaniel on one end, Cody Burke's going in, Watia roll. Gatling's been a little quiet here in the last few minutes.
Give and go to Williams, and she travels. 10th turnover of this first half for the Wolfpack. The absence, Maisha Goodwin-Coleman, huge in this game. We mentioned it earlier. Dropped in 30 against Georgia Tech with 9 3-pointers, tying an ACC record with China. She's one of those players, if you give her just a couple of inches, she can make you pay from long range. In a game like this, a rivalry game, her loss is huge, and not sure when she's going to be back. Kastanek for 3. Down it goes. Big basket. First 3 ball of the game for Marissa Kastanek. And NC State leads by 4.
NC State's got some fans in the stands right down the road. They bought their cheering section, and that shot by Kastanek got them up and on their feet.
Kastanek can get going from behind the arc. Look out.
One of the best three-point shooters in the ACC consistently in the last few years. You can't afford to give her any space, and she's continued to work on her game, knocking down the mid-range shot, growing her versatility. Coach Kelly Harper saying she watches film with a coach after every single game.
The first three-pointer made in this game is Cody Burke from 17. Strong rebound by McDaniel. Tar Heels trailing by 2. They've led most of the first half. And a tough pass will be picked off by the Pack. Back-to-back-to-back turnovers, and Ruffin Pratt comes up with it. Well played first half thus far. A little helter-skelter in the last minute. Shot clock did not reset. And Zelina McDaniel loses it out of bounds. We mentioned the play in the post. Interesting to note here in the early going, LaChina, Wolfpack out rebounding North Carolina by 12.
And that's huge. I mean, if you want to win on the road, that's another one of those things that have to go your way. You got to go after the boards, rebounding, and also you can control tempo of this game. This has been more of a half-court game, which is to NC State's liking. They don't want to get into a transition battle with North Carolina.
Wolfpack in their 5 ACC wins this year, giving up an average of 54.8 points per game, so they want to keep it lower scoring. As we move under 4 minutes, here's Kastanek for three. Well, 15th in ACC history in three-pointers made, and she's continuing to climb up that list today. And a foul will be called against the Wolfpack. 3:49 remaining here at Carmichael Arena. NC State entertaining first half. We expect more in the second as we are underway. North Carolina basketball. And Ruffin Pratt back to work off the glass, drawing the foul. Pratt with 12 first half points. Roll also in double figures. And as we expected, both of these teams relying on their players in the paint.
And I love it. As a post player myself, I like to see the battle for position on the interior, the shot blocking, the physical play. Something the ACC has been known for over the years is just fantastic play in the post.
Tied now at 33. Ruffin Pratt with 13. Roundtree, great hustle, gets it to McDaniel. Stolen by Brown. 5 ties, 3 lead changes in our first half.
Kastanek really got it going towards the end of that first half as well. Started to find her shot on offense.
And Burke, the and one. A strong move to open this second half by Cody Burke. Wolfpack back out in front by 2.
With the addition of Markeisha Gatling on the interior, now Cody Burke has more of a face-up basketball game. Not only can she get to the rim off the dribble, but the strong finish.
Cody Burke, junior out of Northridge, California. The old-fashioned three-point play goes down.
No doubt that she's one of the most improved players in this league. Kelly Harper saying she always had the skill, but now she's got the confidence because she works so hard on her game. She's always in the gym.
Waltia Roll, a quick turnaround. She now has 12 points. We're tied at NC State, still leads by a point, but you get the sense we're going to see a lot more of this.
Lakeisha Daniel in the post for NC State, so they're a little undersized. Gatling not in at the moment, though she started the game, Roy.
Brown for 3, too strong. And Ruffin Pratt another strong board. Foul will go against Barrett, her second. Foul trouble could be an issue in this game as a host of players with 2 for North Carolina, including Roundtree, Roll, and McDaniel. Not to mention Kastanek and Barrett for NC State. Game for both of these teams, not only because it's a rivalry game as Ruffin Pratt cringes after the turnover, but important for confidence as well as we get closer to the ACC tournament.
Well, you just really want to be playing your best basketball right now. You know, I mean, you know as well as I do, anything can happen, but you got to have some kind of chemistry, some cohesiveness, some consistency, and that's the word that Sylvia Hatchell said to me before the game was, we're looking for a little more consistency on both ends from our players.
Kastanek. 6 to shoot. Brown. Defended by Roundtree. In the paint, the running one-hander. A wild shot. Gets her own rebound. That's a shot clock violation.
That's the impact of Watia Roll. The 6'6" shot blocker comes over into help position defensively.
Defense is starting to take over in this one. Explosive start. Here's Ruffin Pratt. Short. Roll rejected from behind by Burke. Nice defense.
With the foul trouble, you can tell that Ruffin Pratt was hesitant in finishing that move to the rim.
Daniel unable to save it. Sylvia Hatchell, the best in the business, missing the big dance a season ago. A game like this is so important. Ruffin Pratt misses in the near steal. 3-on-1. Kastanek off the glass.
Good transition for NC State. Again, they don't want to play as much transition as North Carolina, but they have some very fast guards that can get out and go.
Another steal, make it 16 turnovers now for the Tar Heels. Kastanek open for 3. They'll tap it back out. Helter-skelter pace to begin this second half. Both defenses starting to settle in. And the Wolfpack extending their halftime lead out to 3 now. Seven to shoot. Kastanek open again for 3, and down it goes.
You give her 2 looks on consecutive possessions, she's going to knock one down.
NC State with its largest lead in this game at 6, and Marissa Kastanek, a couple of 3 balls here in the second half to help out the Pack. Into the big dance.
Yes, Jay Wright's team has some work to do, but that's why we play the game, though, right, Roy?
That's exactly right. Back here at Carmichael, Tar Heels trailing by 6. McDaniel in the paint. Fade away, rejected by Burke. That's just great defense. Gets it back and now roll in and out. And Cody Burke with a board. Wolfpack with a 6-point lead. Surprised we are where we are right now, LaChina?
Not really. I mean, this is an NC State team that has shown they can compete, just not consistently. But this is a good day for them so far.
McDaniel loses control. 17 turnovers now for the Tar Heels. Barrett out of control, but bailed out with the foul as Brittany Roundtree came crashing in.
NC State has taken on the mindset in transition that they are going to go to the rim or get a high percentage shot in the lane. They've been in attack mode, and that helps you on the road to be the aggressor.
Barrett misses the first free throw. The bigs for UNC, a big difference maker in this afternoon's game. But NC State's guards, LaChina, between Brown, Barrett, and also Kastanek, they've combined for 29 out of NC State's 42 points.
Well, I think the fact that Tiara Ruffin-Pratt is in foul trouble, 3 fouls to start the half, it has impacted them offensively. She did not look confident going to the rim. She's concerned a little bit about being aggressive in those situations. She missed some easy ones.
And roll 5 from the line. Already above her season average, in and out.
She has been playing very well as of late. Not only in scoring, but assists, blocks. She's contributing in every statistical category.
Crystal Bear, that's a jump ball. Possession arrow keeps it with a Wolfpack. Barrett fortunate that time not to cough it up. Barrett now double teamed. Somehow gets out of it, but then palmed the basketball, and NC State now turning it over. 17 turnovers for the Pack. That can't please Kelly Harper. Ross now Ruffin-Pratt. Coleman's been quiet. Selena McDaniel nearly traveled, a nice up and under. Boy, it's been that kind of game. Evans with a board.
Carolina on a bit of a drought here to start the second half, Roy.
Chance for NC State to take control already with its largest lead of the game. Bounce pass to Brown, but she can't hang on to it. Another turnover. 2-on-2. McDaniel and Evans going tit for tat that time. Here's Brown working against Coleman. Butts hit the game winner at Miami earlier this month. There's a nice option for Sylvia Hatchell off the North Carolina bench.
Boy, what a pin by Cody Burke. She had Zelina McDaniel pinned all the way under the basket.
Tough entry pass to Burke. Evans inside to Brown, off the glass, draws the foul. Lanique Brown, toughness. We talked about it with the Tar Heels. Brown certainly showing that today. Her career high is 13, a chance to get to 10 with a couple of freebies here.
She's only 5'5", but she's not playing like it. And they're going up against Krista Gross, and 6 foot, makes a mid-air adjustment to create the contact and get the foul call.
Redshirt sophomore out of San Antonio, Texas. Lanique Brown.
I think Kelly Harper likes Texas. Lanique Brown, Crystal Barrett, Ashley Eli, Tiana Evans.
The Lone Star State very fruitful for this Wolfpack team. And Brown goes back to the bench. Just joining us, Maisha Goodwin-Coleman out for this game. She's been suspended indefinitely. Brown has had to step up in a major role on both ends of the floor, and thus far she's passed this test with flying colors. And Ruffin Pratt, great hustle that time to keep it with the heels.
And we haven't seen much of Gatling here in the second half, which is surprising. I thought Markeisha Gatling would be a staple in this game down low, but Kelly Harper choosing to go with a different post lineup.
Bouncing around, McDaniel battling, also Gross. And crashing hard was Eli. That'll be the third foul against Kastanek.
There you saw Gatling on the bench. But they're holding their own on the inside. Despite that,
as we get set to move under 13 to play, McDaniel from 17. Rebound, it's put back up and in that time by Danielle Butts. Butts providing a spark off the bench. Tar Heels back within 4. And the crowd coming to life here at Carmichael. Kastanek inside to Evans, and a blocking foul. Evans wanted that one. Roundtree thought she had position, and that'll be the 4th foul against Brittany Roundtree.
And that is a technique that smaller players use in the post. They'll try to just take a charge, as Roundtree looks to do there, but Evans said, no, I think I got the advantage here.
And for NC State, LaChina, if the Wolfpack are able to win this game, not necessarily suggesting that it makes their season, but it's a big boost at the very end and gives them some confidence going to Greensboro.
No doubt.
Tar Heels opened up 1 for 9 in the second half. Made 5 of their last 10. Daniel with a strong rebound.
McDaniel has given them some quality minutes in the post in the second half, just using her quickness. She's a different type of matchup. She's fast, long, more athletic than Burke and Gatling.
Look at Lanique Brown getting open. She now has 12 points.
Brown has done a great job of keeping her dribble alive.
Buckland misses the chippy. Kastanek. Little shake and bake against McDaniel. Almost traveled into Barrett in the offensive foul. Good position that time for Buckland, and Barrett just came to bowl her over in the paint.
That is a very good call. The lowering of the shoulder, initiating that contact. Good job by Megan Buckland getting her body in good defensive position to get the call.
3 fouls now on Barrett. Tar Heels have a chance to tie. There's Gross, rejected, but drawing the foul. And LaChina, first time this afternoon we've called Gross's name. She's been relatively quiet. at least on the offensive end of the floor.
She has. She's the kind of player that she doesn't really have jaw-dropping numbers at the end of the night, but she does a lot of the little things, deflections. She probably gets more of them than anyone on her team. 6 foot, playing a wing position. She's got great size. You know about her rebounding ability. And she was out here shooting pretty early in this game with some interesting looking shades on, Roy.
We need to talk about that. Meanwhile, Gatling now has 4 fouls. She goes back to the bench. Burke checks back in. What were those specialty sunglasses? They almost looked as if they were superhero variety.
Well, from what I understand, they're Nike training glasses designed to strengthen her eyes. They've got something for everything these days.
That is amazing. Shot is missed. 1-point ball game. Tar Heels can take the lead. Inside it goes. Here's McDaniel. Roll cleaning the glass and drawing the foul.
Kelly Harper wanted to travel on that call. I agree. I think Zelina McDaniel's pivot foot changed during that move. You are not allowed to change your pivot foot, and I think hers did.
Second foul on Burke is Roll at the charity stripe. Roll now with 13 points, 5 of 7 from the line. We're tied at 47. Third lead change here in the second half. Under 10 minutes to play. Tar Heels back out in front.
No one's giving in, Roy. This is a rivalry game. We're shagging and bragging. Play for K. We've got everything. A
little bit of everything indeed. First lead for the Tar Heels in this second half. They trailed by 6 at halftime. And an air ball thrown up by Daniel. Was open, sends it to Roll from 16. Smooth looking jumper for Waltia Roll.
And if she can consistently knock that shot down, it's going to open up the inside for Zelina McDaniel. She can stretch the defense a little bit.
Kastanek for the tie, way too strong. Buckling the board. Zelina McDaniel, one-on-one. Daniel's going to have it stripped by McDaniel, and she easily converts. 13-2 run for the North Carolina Tar Heels, and they extend their lead out to 5.
And Lakeisha Daniel, Kelly Harper talked about toughness. That is not the kind of play you can give up.
And Barrett draws the foul. NC State, the wrong end of an 11-point run by the Heels. It's NC State backcourt between Barrett and Brown and Kastanek. Keeping the Wolfpack in it for now. 3 fouls now against Waltia Roll. It's been an aggressive, physical basketball game. Wolfpack now 4 of 9 from the free throw line, LaChina. You know, if you're Kelly Harper, you'd love to get some of those back.
And if there's anything you have to do on the road, it's hit free throws, and you've got to rebound.
Daniel back to the Tar Heels bench. And both free throws missed by Barrett. And Wolfpack now showing trapping half-court pressure. Butts. Barrett with the board. 3-on-2. NC State with numbers. Bounce pass, Evans. First points of the game for Kiana Evans.
The execution and transition by the Wolfpack in this game has been impressive. They have made very good decisions against pressure.
Wolfpack showing a matchup zone. Now here's Ruffin Pratt in the paint. Too strong. That time Ruffin Pratt just trying to get a little bit too greedy, LaChina, is NC State turns it over for the 23rd time.
Production losing to the WNBA. She has come through with a young team and really is having a fine season.
Wolfpack showing that half-court pressure again, and it forces a turnover. Here's Kastanek, 1-on-2. Up and under, nicely done as she let Ruffin Pratt just pass her by. A big basket for State. They're back within one.
And NC State's able to attack because Tiara Ruffin Pratt does have that foul trouble. It's a good call. Go at her.
Turnaround jumper. Ruffin Pratt now with 17.
So strong. She's got hang time on that shot. She is money from right around the foul line.
Burke trying to establish position in the post. Evans breaking open. Kastanek from 27. And Barrett with a rebound. NC State fortunate that time. Three-point game. Here's Brown. She had a crease that time, but couldn't convert it. Goes off of Lanique Brown and out of bounds.
And this is where NC State has to regain their composure. Late in games, they haven't had the focus and the consistency and the toughness to finish out when they're in these situations with a chance to win. They have played well down the stretch. Carolina made a run. Now you have to come back at them.
Buckland, the high arcing three. And Brown comes up with it. Great effort again by Ruffin Pratt. We're seeing just a glimpse of what Lanique Brown is capable of here today. Playing her heart out. Kastanek for three. Short. Barrett with a rebound. Rejected, but she draws the foul.
No box out there by North Carolina, in the second effort of Barrett earns her a trip to the free throw line.
Foul will go against Bunce. That is her first. And Barrett at the line. She is 0 for 4 there today. The all-star of shooting the free throw. You see it a lot in the men's game. And today Barrett struggling. Buries those two in two big ones. NC State back within a point. Ruffin Pratt, Waltia roll now with 18 to lead all scorers.
If you're NC State, you got to take a charge there. You see Tiara Ruffin Pratt, she's not giving up the basketball in that situation. Get in her way.
Another turnover. Tar Heels off to the races. Buckland to roll off the glass and one. Waltia roll now with 20 points, and North Carolina extending their lead back to 5.
She came into this game with a lot of confidence, did Waltia roll, and look at as her conditioning is improving. She is one of the first players down the court, and she is rewarded with the basketball.
20 points, 10 rebounds for Waltia Roll, the senior.
And that is her 10th career double-double.
Trying to make it a 6-point lead, and she does.
Boy, she had 5 assists from the post against Virginia Tech. Also had 14 points and 7 rebounds in a loss to Florida State. Playing her best basketball right now.
Largest lead for the Heels since it was 13-6, and another turnover. Zelina McDaniel comes out of there with it. Cross to Buckland. Back to Ruffin Pratt in the paint. Boy, she has been extremely hot with that jump shot today. 9-2 run now for the Tar Heels. This is their largest lead in this basketball game. And foul as Kastanek nearly loses control. That'll go against Megan Buckland. Her first, and now NC State in the bonus. First free throws of the game for Kastanek. Marissa Kastanek has torched North Carolina in her career. She's trying her best to do it again today. Need some more buckets from her down the stretch.
They definitely will. However they can get scoring, they're going to need to against this Tar Heel defense.
Ruffin-Pratt once again. 21 points for Tiara Ruffin-Pratt.
That's something they got to figure out how to stop, too. You cannot let Ruffin-Pratt continue to get the same look from the same area of the floor.
And that one was too easy. Kastanek turns it over. 27 turnovers now for the Wolfpack. Buckland, the 3-ball. And the scrum, it'll be a jump ball. Arrow favors NC State. Well, LaChina, North Carolina trying to take this game over with an 8-point lead. Trailed by 6 at halftime. Just over 4 minutes to play for NC State. What do you draw up right now on this possession?
Well, you definitely have to score. I mean, they've been doing it with their guards, but I think in this situation on the road, you want to see a play run for either Cody Burke or Marissa Kastanek. They've been your consistent scorers. Can you go to them right now and get what you need?
Roundtree back in the game for the Tar Heels. She has 4 fouls. Kastanek, the pump fake. Inside it goes to Gatling. And Gross with a board. 1-on-4, Ruffin-Pratt. McDaniel, the 3-ball. And LaChina, we were talking earlier. She still wants to continue coaching for a long period of time. She may get to 1,000 by the time it's all said and done.
Well, she's got what everyone believes is the #1 recruiting class coming in next year. I don't think you want to leave right now with that kind of talent coming in the door with the foundation that they are laying this season.
Fade away, Ruffin-Pratt. Roll with a board. Now North Carolina. Here's Roundtree, the 3-pointer. An opening for the Wolfpack. They trail it by 8.
Still plenty of time in this game, but the turnovers have hurt NC State. I was surprised that they were able to keep it so close, but Carolina's turned the ball over quite a bit as well.
Nice backdoor cut by Barrett. Better defense by Roll. Missing this game after the suspension.
That is huge. That's what you need to happen. Someone's got to step up. You got a missing link, an injury. In this case, a suspension.
Barrett with the foul. She now has 4, and that'll send Ruffin-Pratt back to the line. Ruffin-Pratt 3 of 6 from the charity stripe. 70% on the season. Big miss.
NC State will catch a break. I don't think they meant to foul in that situation. You want to be aggressive, but don't put Carolina on the line.
Ruffin-Pratt misses both, but a big rebound for McDaniel.
And that definitely can't happen on a free throw. Got to box out.
North Carolina will bleed a little clock. This has been a game of runs for both teams. North Carolina with an early 7-point lead before NC State rallied. Wolfpack led by as many as 6 earlier in this second half. Had a 1-point lead at halftime. And since then, the Tar Heels have taken over. And a shot clock violation.
It's only a 5-point game. This is far from over. Plenty of time, but execution by the Wolfpack on the offensive end has to be their top priority.
The girl with the ball has been the most consistent Wolfpack player. Inside, that'll be an offensive foul. Markeisha Gatling. That'll be her 5th foul, and she fouls out of the game. So a big loss for the Pack in the post. And not probably the kind of game that Gatling wanted to see this afternoon, LaChina.
No, that's a good call by the officials, and that may have been why Kelly Harper was holding her out a bit earlier in the second half, just trying to prolong any possible foul trouble. And right there, she just wanted to get her elbows out and create some space, but with the much smaller Roundtree there to get the call.
Under 2 minutes to play. Tar Heels lead it by 5. Roundtree turns it over. Here's Barrett. Kastanek Brown open for three. Not too much adrenaline on that shot. And the Wolfpack missed a golden opportunity right there.
And they may have been a little anxious.
Roll with a quick trigger. NC State the rebound. Still trailing by 5. Big possession right here. Barrett defended by Roll. Into the paint. The running one-hander rejected. Great defense that time by Roll. And McDaniel, Roundtree, a host of others on the court. And a kicking violation against North Carolina. Following our game today, we remind you Skylar Diggins and the #2 Fighting Irish of Notre Dame look to continue their hot season. They take on the DePaul Blue Demons. Notre Dame DePaul today at 3:30 on ESPNU and also live on Watch ESPN. Still plenty of business left to settle here at Carmichael. Foul will go against McDaniel. It'll be her 3rd. So LaChina, we're seeing here in the last 2 or 3 minutes sloppy play on both ends. Missed free throws, chippy fouls. Wolfpack still have a chance.
I was going to say, but in my eyes, it's definitely gone NC State's way. They have a chance to pull this game within 3 if they can execute from the free throw line. But they don't. They've missed some key free throws, Roy.
8 of 15 from the stripe tonight for the Wolfpack. And the foul after the miss. And Crystal Barrett now is fouled out of this game. And what a great display of sportsmanship there, walking over to shake the hand of Sylvia Hatchell. Just something you love to see. Barrett's afternoon comes to a conclusion. She finishes with 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. McDaniel makes it a 6-point game.
And she did a good job in the second half. She got into a little foul trouble in the first, but pretty much maintained herself, stayed under control, stayed on the floor, most importantly for Sylvia Hatchell.
2 big makes by the freshman. Now has 15 points, 9 boards. Under a minute to play. Brown rejected. Evans will check back in for Daniels. Great defense that time by Selena McDaniel. 7-point game. Burke wide open. Coleman with a rebound. She'll be fouled. And North Carolina is starting to smell victory.
Yeah, they are definitely getting down to business these last few minutes and just making the plays they need to. As you mentioned, not the prettiest scene on either end, but NC State just hasn't been able to capitalize on the opportunity they've gotten on offense.
First foul against Evans. Coleman, 59% at the line.
Tia Roll, the senior, Tiara Ruffin-Pratt, making big plays, but also Danielle Butts. And you won't see her on the stat sheet, but her energy, as you know, which is needed in this style of play for Carolina, was big.
What it's really needed for this team as well. As Ruffin-Pratt comes up with a steal. North Carolina, a team that has talent, but sometimes they need that pick-me-up coming off the bench. And that'll be something to watch with this club coming down the stretch, and far as Ruffin-Pratt can take them, not only in terms of scoring, but leadership and the intangibles that we've spoken a lot about.
Yep, in the games that they've lost, there's usually something going on with Ruffin-Pratt, either injury-wise or foul trouble. Because when she's in the game, she's a factor, and you have to be concerned with her on both ends.
Well, the biggest lead for the Tar Heels with 40 and change remaining. NC State with a foul gives it right back. And North Carolina well on its way to winning their second straight over the Pack this season. NC State's last win in this series dates back 2 years ago. Ruff and Pratt content now. Need a little bit of this clock. So on the heels of the beginning of the ACC tournament and the NCAA tournament, just a couple of games remaining for both of these squads. LaChina, how good can UNC be as you look at the remaining schedule for both teams?
Well, there's a challenge definitely for NC State because Clemson's playing very well. Virginia always a tough draw. But I think North Carolina has limitless potential. I mean, they are getting quality minutes. As you look at their schedule, at Duke will be the toughest thing for them finishing up. But can they get enough from their bench? And they did get good contributions from Butts. But the more that Buckland comes along, Latifah Coleman can help throughout the course of the game, that's when you're going to see a Carolina team that's deep and ready to make a deep run in the NCAA tournament.
And that'll do it here at Carmichael Arena. The North Carolina Tar Heels improved to 25-4, 13-3 in the ACC. Once again, our final score today. The Tar Heels beat NC